Hey YouTube, Fable Grimroad giving you guys another deck profile. Giving you guys another Angel Feather build. This time, instead of the usual suspects in old stuff like Shamshell, Metatron, Zerakiel from set 11, I'm giving you guys something new from set 13 in Ramiel Reverse. She is the clan's, obviously the clan's reverse, as well as the cross break ride with your regular Ramiel. She's a pretty decent as far as things go. I mean, like, cross rides are never bad because 13k on defense is always amazing. This deck plays likes to use that 13k on defense really well, as Angel Feathers are supposed to be a more defensive clan, but you know, depending on the build. But let me get you guys the deck profile here. Our starter is First State Celestial Peniel. Superior called a Celestial from your damage zone by putting her into the soul, and then put the top card from your deck face down into the damage zone. Just about every Angel Effect or Celestial deck uses her as a starter. No one really uses the self-damager starter, although she's not terrible either. Then we got 8 crits, 4 being Celestial. For draw. 4 heal. It's kind of weird when I look at my Zerakiel deck and I have 6/6 as far as crits versus draws. My Metatron Celestial build, I have I go 12 crits, and this one I have 8/4. So trigger line is all over the place, but I guess it's just how aggressive you want the deck to be. 4 perfect guards, Celestials of course, standard stuff. 4 of the new rare from set 13, Nursing Celestial Narelle. She is pretty much a Celestial version of Nociel, but grade 1. When you call her to rear guard, you can put a Celestial card from your hand to your damage zone, and then any card from your damage zone you can take back to your hand. Very nice. Get stuff out of your hand pretty well, because for Ramiel's skill you need another copy of the reverse in the damage zone. So just more ways to set up your damage zone, get stuff like Ramiel's and Danielle's in there, and get some of your triggers out. 4 of the 10k attacker provides a nice 7k boost, as well as early game pressure, and you can use your late game if you want to for hit 10ks. And then also 2 Battle Cube and Nociel. Same reason as in Zerakiel, you just use it to swap to guard early, swap something out of your hand if you don't have Narelle. She's really just like Narelle copy 5 and 6, and Angel Feathers don't have a whole lot, or Celestials at least don't have a whole lot as far as grade 1s. It's either the Zerakiel booster, Hassadiel, or Yaquan, that's the discard draw, and she's pretty bad. So since you'll never have to call Nociel to the field and rarely ride her, her guard skill is very nice. Grade 2s, standard 12k attackers. Sariel gets bumped up to 4 now because of new stuff. I don't really run the 10k vanilla anymore as much in my builds. I still run in Zerakiel at the moment, but she might be switched out for the next thing. But Sariel works very nice with Danielle, as well as just getting whatever cards you want to from the damage zone. She's more important now with Danielle, who I'll get to next right after this, and with Narelle for your additional damage swapping, as Celestials become less of a beatdown with Zerakiel and play more like an Angel Feather deck with the damage swapping skills. And then there is 3 Emergency Celestial Danielle. She is your sort of like advantage gaining superior call from the damage zone. When a card is placed into your damage zone, you can counterblast 1 card with Celestial and its card name to call her from your damage zone to the rear guard, and then put the top card of the deck into the damage zone, of course. So she's a nice way to gain advantage, get an additional shield, or if your rear guards are running low, you can just plop her right from the damage zone onto your rear guard for a 9k attacker. Very nice way to gain card advantage in the deck, as I said. As Angel Feathers struggle doing that, just gaining raw advantage, like some other clans do, or because they don't call stuff from the rear guard, they don't retire, they don't have a way of plus minusing. They're just very, very good at 1-for-1 swaps. So any way to gain advantage in this deck is highly recommended to run. So on a grade 3s, we have 4 Prophecy Celestial Ramiel. She is your break ride. When you ride over top of her, your Vanguard gets plus 10,000, and then you get to add a card from your damage zone to your hand, and then put the top card of your deck into your damage zone. So again, she's sort of a break even as far as pluses, as you trade the 1 card you're running over top of her for the 1 card in the damage zone, essentially. But just her skill, it's subpar compared to other break rides, but for what this deck wants to do, it's perfect, and also provides you a little bit of plussing your hand for getting the card back from your damage zone. And then 4 of the reverse. As you can see, this text is very long. It's rather roundabout, her skill is. First off, she is a cross break ride, so in addition, when you ride her over top of Ramiel, in addition to getting the plus 10,000 of the break ride skill, she's going to get an additional 2,000, becoming a permanent 13,000 Vanguard. So she's a break ride and a cross ride in one, which definitely helps. And then her skill, let me read this thing in full because it's rather long and convoluted, so I'll explain. Lemon Break 4. Choose 2 of your rear guards with Celestial in its card name and lock them. Choose up to 3 units in your front row with Celestial in its name, and those units get plus 5,000 at the end of the turn. If you have a face-up card, if you have another copy of her in the damage zone, you can choose 1 card from your opponent's damage zone, put it into the drop zone, and then their opponent chooses 1 of their rear guards and retires it. Or, I'm sorry, puts that into the damage zone. So it's sort of a pseudo-retire skill. So real quick how this is going to go. You're going to have your Ramiel with your Celestials and like your Celestial rear guards. So let's find a Narelle, just sort of a quick setup right there. So break ride over top of Ramiel. She becomes 13 permanent, 23 for the turn, unboosted. Skill to get the card back from damage zone, and then her skill is you would lock 2 of your rear guards, and then in the back row, and then all of your front row Celestials get plus 5,000 to mitigate the loss of a booster. And then if there's another copy of her in the damage zone, you choose 1 card in your opponent damage zone, send that card to the drop zone, then your opponent chooses a card on their rear guard and sends that to the damage zone. It kind of sucks that your opponent chooses the rear guard, so they can just kind of choose the little Grip 1 booster. It's not really necessarily to be like a spot retire like Blaster Blade, Berserk Dragon, but more of just free a free minus your opponent just to get something off the field and just slowly play the numbers game just to grind a little bit. Ramiel Reverse being a cross ride, she's definitely a lot more grindy and defensive than the very offensive Zerakiel and the very combo-y Celestial Metatron deck that I also did a profile on as well. But again, very fun. Definitely can get there. Sort of has the same weakness that all the other Angel Feather decks do, and that is that it's very susceptible to lock and retire skills, since the deck doesn't generate advantage very well. So you have to protect your rear guards and then choose when you want to play certain things, and watch out for your opponent. Like just master timing your rear guards with like Chaos Breaker Dragon or something like that. But very fun deck. Definitely enjoy Ramiel's reverse form. Let me know what you guys think, YouTube. Thanks for watching, and peace out.